Everyone. Welcome to the webinar today. So in today's webinar, we are going to talk about how to get 100% return claims on marketplaces, Flipkart, Ajio, Myntra, etc. They're the common ones. So today's webinar is going to be a operations guide where we go through the details of the returns claims filing processes. So before we begin, just a housekeeping check. It's a Google Meet a webinar link where if you need to ask Q&A, you can navigate to the bottom right section. There's an icon. If you click on it, you'll see a pop-up of Q&A coming in and you can ask questions there. If it is fitting in the flow, we'll answer it live, else we'll take it towards the end where we have a dedicated Q&A section. So with that, we are beginning the webinar. Let us talk about why we are essentially here. So the claims process is becoming increasingly complex across the various marketplaces, be it Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Ajio, etc. And this is leading to a spike in claim rejections, which we're seeing since last year. Now, what has changed? So what has changed is that marketplaces are looking to plug their leakages of margins. And a large part of it comes from the returns claim filing process, which they want to be more stringent on. The reason being a lot of sellers do file for unfair claims, which leads to losses for marketplaces. So what has happened is that they are not going to approve any return claims until and unless the proofs are beyond any doubt. But what that means for you is that if you're able to have a clear image, video proof with proper timestamp and file it on time, there is no reason why it should get rejected. So there's a good news behind that also, that if you have all of these things in place, you should be able to get that in check. But let us talk about what is the problem in getting this claims process done on time. And the first is that each marketplaces have their own return policy, their own program. So being compliant across all of them becomes complex. You need to efficiently manage, warehouse all these media files, image proof, video proof, all index against a timestamp, and have that archive available with you so that if there is any dispute with marketplaces, you are able to retrieve that information and file it on time. So what this means is you need to have a system of record where you have all of these things readily available. This does not exist right now with most of the brands that we talk to. The last one is that apart from claims filing on marketplaces, the grading of returns itself is very important. Uh, you need to be able to know that which returned were empty boxes, which were damaged, with light refurbishment can be made live, which is the bad inventory, which is uh, needs to be diluted. So just the broad categorization of good return and bad return will not cut it. The bad return would need to be also categorized into further elements, which can allow you to take other operational decisions, which we allow through our solution. Now, being compliant on marketplaces, all channels have their own dedicated program and team in place, which needs to be managed with. Uh, and for the compliance of it, there is a documentation which is required. Some of it is common across all of them, like image proof. You need to have image proof for filing claims across all of this. Video proof of unboxing is required compulsorily by Nykaa and Misho. With other channels, you may also still require it if there is a dispute coming in, but may not be like the first level claim may not require that. Order details are required by every marketplace, and proof of fulfillment, which is your proof of forward shipment that is went to the warehouse, uh, is also expected to be kept by the seller, but may not be required as a first level claim. But in case of dispute, channels may still ask for it. So image proof, video proof of unboxing, order detail, and proof of fulfillment. So these are the things which sellers need to have that in place, proper archived into a tech system if they need to get 100% claims across all the channel. Now, how does our solution solve for it? It's three pitch point. First is our image and video proof. They are ready with 100% claims approval. It does not leave any doubt for disputes because these are taken by a mobile camera at a shorter distance. So you have all the details like AWB, order ID, shipping label clearly visible, the damage clearly visible, and all the information ready for you to, or all the image file which can be uh, submitted without any disputes. In case of CCTV camera, since the distance is high and the video quality is low, you tend to have a grainy file. You're not able to conclusively determine if the shipping label or if the shipping label is corresponding to the same order that you're filing for. The second part is we offer a technology platform where you can just go. All the files are indexed. You just need to search by order ID, retrieve the file, upload it, or you can also do a time-based search that in last 15 days I need to see all the returns that have come to my warehouse, retrieve all the uh, return claims proof and upload it. So it's so simple that you can get those things done without you having to write to a warehousing operator who is going to go uh, check a large feed of CCTV camera and then uh, get that download dump, cut it into shorter pieces, and send it to you in few days. And the third thing is there is no material change in the operator efficiency who's doing the returns processing because there is no additional step that has been added into his processes. The mobile application is into a camera which is on a handheld, so it does not also require any additional manpower. The staff has to just follow a sequence of steps, click on a few buttons, and the things are ready. So there is no material change in your returns processing productivity, which our app also solves for. So with this, I'll hand it over to Ayush from here, who's going to take it forward and give you much more detailed overview of our solution and also talk to you about the mobile application and how it is getting executed in a live warehouse situation. So over to you, Ayush.
Yeah, so you all should be able to see the screen now. So as you can see, so I'll start with the video. So the first input app, so the first thing that you can see here in this video is that the phone is attached to a stand, right? So there is no requirement of another resource who's holding the phone while you are unboxing, right? So when the phone is attached on the stand, the operator has both his hands free to unbox the shipment. So that is like one of the key things that we have kept in mind while deploying this solution at our warehouses. So yeah, now I'll start with the video. So as you can see, there are two options. The operator has to go on to the returns processing section, wherein he scans the barcode that is physically available on the shipment. It recognizes the shipment and asks the operator to capture the unboxing video. He then starts with the video. It is a 30-second long video that is allowed in this application because we have observed that it is sufficient time to capture all necessary details. Herein, the main objective is to show all angles and sides of the product, showing that the original outer packaging is intact and not tampered with, and from there what is the content inside of that packet, whether it is damaged, a good return, or a bad return. So herein, as you can see, the outer mono carton is damaged, this plastic is open, and the product has been used, so it is non-sellable. So we'll be taking it as a bad return in the system. He can review the basic details of the order as well on this page and then proceed on to the next step. Herein, he has two options to choose whether the product is intact or not. Intact will be a good return, no will be a bad return. In this case, it is a bad return, so he moves on to the next step, which is capturing of images. So here, the system is guiding him through prompts on what needs to be clicked. So first image is of the shipping label as visible on the top. So he clicks a clear image, and both his hands are free, so it is not shaky or wavy or anything of that sort. Second is the product tag, which is the EN code or any unique identifier. It can be the ASIN or any other code. Third and fourth images are for the product, which are pinpointing to the actual damage in the product on why we are applying for the claim. So with this, he's able to capture all the four necessary images that are usually required on all marketplaces. If there is any need to retake an order also, he can do the same as well if there's any blurry picture. So this shows that how the operator actually captures all the proof of a return order. Uh, I'll now show you on how to retrieve this data, which is captured by the operator. So you need to log into our platform that we'll provide you with. This was the AWB number that the operator scanned of the marketplace. And if we click on the order ID, so right now we are looking at a single AWB number, so we can easily see it on the front end as well and download the file for it as well. So on the front end, if you scroll down on the orders detail tab, all the reasons, all the proofs are visible. So I'll simply just, the person who's applying for the seller claims, return claims, he just needs to download all the proofs one by one, and these are readily available. So it takes about a matter of a few minutes, like 1 or 2 minutes, for the proofs to get uploaded onto our servers, and then it is available to be downloaded. If you see the pattern in which these are downloaded, these are all correctly indexed with the AWB number which was scanned, and also the description of what this file contains. Suppose this file contains the video, this file contains the shipping label, this file contains the product tag, and the rest two images are of the product itself. So in this fashion, everything is indexed. There is no need to manually change the naming of the file that an operator is capturing, and it is easily available in the data. Now we also have a provision. We cannot go one by one once the volume increases while downloading the data. So we also have a provision. We have provided a return invert date filter as well. So in the return invert date filter, you just need to choose this filter, select the time frame for which you need. Suppose you are doing it as a daily activity, you just select the time frame and the return invert date and wait for the data to populate on the screen first. When it populates, you can simply download the data from the download function here. So we'll just wait and see how the data populates. Once it is done, everything is downloaded. So I simply, once it is populated, I go on the download button. A report is queued. It usually takes about a few minutes for the report to be generated. So in this case, I have downloaded the report prior, and this is how it would look like. So it will give you, the report will give you a report, the entire data of all the shipments that are selected in the time frame. Okay, so it will give you whether it is a RTO order, a DTO order, which marketplace it is, what forward AWB, what return AWB, what order ID, and all the necessary details besides that for an order. The main thing that is to be used for the returns claim filing are the proofs. So at the end of the file, you can see the 5 relevant columns which I have marked in green here. That will show you all the proofs available. So these are simple links that you can copy paste and download from the system itself. So it will again, now you need to download the file, and then all of them are dumped into your system, and from there on you just open the seller panel and create the returns claim one by one for the order. If you clearly need to select just the order ID, and then you clearly see the order proof thereon. So I'll just take a quick pause here and see if anyone has any questions up until now, so that we can take it up in the interim.
Okay, so I'm getting the questions right now. So one of the question is about the content itself. So yeah, everyone will get the PDF that we are presenting, and also the solution demo onto your email. So you'll have that. Um, Okay, I'll just wait if there are any more questions. So for everyone who has joined in a little late, for if you have to ask any questions, you need to navigate to the bottom right section, click on the icon there, and you will see a pop-up where you will see a Q&A button there. And if you ask questions there, it will come to us. Okay, if there are no further questions, okay, so there is a question about the web application, what details are available there? And the other question is, can just the claims management feature be available to them? All right. So currently, the state of the application is that we launched it about 8 months back. So this was exposed to just the fulfillment center customers of WareIQ. But there are few pilot customers which we have extended this to, who are running this in their own fulfillment center. So with this, we would be extending it slowly. So if you are running your own fulfillment center and just require just the claims management capability, we are okay to extend that also. So we will connect with you and share the details on how this application can be downloaded in your staff phones and get this thing executed just from claims management perspective. All right. The other question is around if it is available for Meesho. Yeah, we could also do the Meesho claims approval process. And um, Ayush, there is another question related to what's the size of the video and length of the video which is accepted right now. Could you talk about that?
So all these files are currently under about 2 to 3 MB in nature, and we are able to upload these files. So currently, a few of our sellers have been using it currently, and we haven't faced any problem with the size. If there is, we have configured. So the photos are not a problem at all. The video is slightly longer. Currently, initially we started with the 20-second long video, but we realized that with the increasing context of what needs to be shown in the video, 20 seconds was getting a bit short. So we increased the length, and it is customizable also. So if there are like any things in particular for a brand that we need to do, it is customizable also. Right now we are doing a 30-second video, and the length of the video is sufficient enough to get uploaded on the platform itself, on the seller claim panels of Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, anywhere required.
Okay, perfect. So the other question is about how is this different from existing aggregators WMS, and what is the delta that your application is provided, which is not available anyway? So the biggest difference is just on the quality of the images, and the second is archiving of this information. So typically, what we see in the workflow of sellers right now, that they would have a CCTV feed, and which is also timestamped, but the retrieval of these claims is manual in nature. So suppose you have to file for claims for 20 order IDs. So what typically happens is these order IDs get sent to the warehousing staff, and then they go locate the timestamps when these orders were processed. And then corresponding to those timestamps, they will go check the CCTV video feed, retrieve those photos, take the screenshots, record those things, and send it over to you. In practice, it is a job of 24 to 40 hours, because that staff who is supposed to retrieve this has also to do their daily work of inbound, outbound, returns processing specific work. So they're also not 100% aligned on retrieving stuff. So there is a lag. Typically takes a lot of time, and it's a manual process. And the second part is the CCTV feed. Since CCTV cameras are not very high definition in nature, and they're kept at a distance, you are able to still see the product getting opened up from the boxes, but you will not be able to see the order ID and AWB. So the application which Ayush was showcasing has the image recognition also built into it. So when somebody is opening up the box in front of the application, it is able to retrieve that AWB and order ID from that. So these are like few things, and the quality of the image and everything is like beyond dispute. So that's like the biggest differentiation, and why the claims approvals go through. The other question is around what is the length of data until which we archive it? How many months?
So we currently do it for about 30 days because beyond that, there is no use case as such of the proof, because you are beyond the timelines of applying it back on the marketplace. So right now we have kept it at 30 days.
All right. Uh, Now the question is, if it's just marketplaces or your website also. So you can also use this for your own website. You can check the proofs and make your own decision versus the marketplace in making a decision.
Yeah,
So
so
you can.
actually, I'll just add to it also. So, for particularly for reverse pickup orders, we can configure that. So that is something which we can configure on what all statuses, which marketplace do we need a video for and not. So that is all configurable in the system. Usually for DT orders or reverse pickup orders, as you say, if it is not a QC reverse pickup, right? So couriers anyways would not entertain a claim because it is not on a QC reverse pickup. And if it is on a QC reverse pickup, then definitely the video will work and help you to provide the claims with the courier partners as well. In case of returns, definitely you will need to show the forward video also. Beyond because the package was never opened in the cycle and everyone, so the courier will need to know if you send the correct item in the first plate itself. Because if you receive the damaged item, they need to ensure that you send the correct and intact package in the first leg itself.
All right. Perfect. We'll just take the last question, and then we'll take the Q&A towards the end. So how's the reverse tracking numbers are pulled into your portal?
So we have so this for the solution to work, our system is integrated to the different WMS systems, and the different WMS systems have a provision of getting of mapping all the forward and return tracking details. So in a nutshell, we consume it from the WMS, and the WMS itself is consuming it from the different marketplaces. Wherein it is not available as of now, what we do is we at regular intervals, or there is a provision to feed the return AWBs also. Like for some smaller marketplaces where the return AWBs are not available, that is a provision where we can upload the forward and return tracking mapping as well.
All right. Perfect. So with that, what we'll do is, so Ayush will give you more detailed overview of the warehouse operator application. So when a warehouse operator is utilizing it, and it is kept on a handheld camera, or a handheld system. So how that features functionalities look like. So we'll give you a little bit more deep dive on that, and from there, if there are any questions, we can take it up. Yeah, Ayush, over to you.
Sure. Thank you, Harsh. I'll just join in from my phone as well, from where I'll share my screen and use the app in real time. Yeah. So I just logged in from my mobile phone. I'll just share my screen and then present the app to all of you. So yes, so as you can see, there are two basic primary options which we'll go every now. Now everything I'll explain in detail and why is the function developed and what all it encompasses. That will help to answer some questions that were asked in the Q&A section also. So in the returns processing section, the operator has to go. So the first input that it needs to do is the system asks him to scan the barcode. Now the barcode can be anything. It can contain the order ID, the forward AWB number, or the return AWB number. Different couriers, different marketplaces have different systems in which they send out a number. For some couriers, even the return AWB number for a normal RTO order is also different. For different marketplaces, they send out a different gate pass number or a return AWB number. So at the back end of our system, what we are doing is we are consuming all this data from the WMS and getting it onto our platform. And all these three primary entries are tagged onto the other. So the order ID, forward AWB number, and the return AWB number are tagged amongst each other. So any of these you scan will be recognized by the system and be tagged against that entry, one entry in the system. All these will be like a single entry in the system only. So suppose I have a shipment with me where I have created a dummy AWB number. So I scan the barcode label. Now the first thing that the first view that the operator sees is the basic order details. What is the channel? What is the order ID and AWB number? What is the product that this package should contain? And what is the quantity of items in this package? Now, the first thing that he needs to do is take a video of unboxing it. So I'll just start with the video. In this case, I have already cut the packet herein, and I open up the packet, record a video. And the intent and instructions of there is some bit of manual instructions also to the ground that they need to start with showing the AWB number to the camera. And since the phone that is attached to the stand is not at a 2 or 3 feet height, it is just at hardly 20 to 30 centimeters height. So it gives a clear view of the package and it is easy for the operator to capture the details as well. So usually CCTV does not get the clear image and it is grainier as well. So we also have also deployed some image uh, clarification like jobs also to make it more clearer in the video while we capture the shipping label. So once the shipping label is captured, here on from the next step, it asks to either retake the video or proceed. Retake usually is not much deployed, so he proceeds on to the next function. So herein the two functions are take it as a yes or a no. So yes, it needs to be selective if it is a good return because there is no further step that needs to be done. If it is a good return, it will be restocked back to the inventory. There is no additional function that needs to be done. So he simply takes it as a yes, submits it. That is end of video. That is the end of process for this particular AWB. The operator now has to scan a different AWB as a next return, and there is no further proofs and etc. So we don't want to waste our time in capturing proofs for all cases wherein there is no claim to be applied as well. So and this setting of where the video needs to be asked and where video does not need to be asked, we have configured it in the backend. So right now, if you can see for this particular seller in particular, we have enabled a setting that for all orders, irrespective of the marketplace, you need to capture a video first and then move on to the photograph if it is a bad return. For we have a different version of the app also where it is configured that for Nika or DT orders, you will need a video first, or and for Myntra, Amazon, Flipkart, you do not need a video. You will directly be asked for a photograph itself. In the future, if suppose Myntra decides to make the unboxing video compulsory, it is simply a change at the backend that we can do and get it enabled on the system. So it is like just a click away to make any changes. So the system is equipped to handle any changes, and we have made the system at the backend configurable as per different marketplaces. So I just need to select what needs to be enabled for which marketplace, and on a seller level also it is configurable at a level. In this case, we'll go with product intact no. Now, one thing that Harsh talked about was the grading. So in this particular case, for this seller, he needed it is a major footwear brand, and they needed a further deep dive of why the return is a bad return, right? So they gave a list of 7 items. It is again a configurable list depending on the marketplace that you have joined in today. They are from the luggage segment, garment sector, footwear sector. So depending on your category, these reasons may vary. And what actions you as a company take for all the damaged returns or bad returns. So in this case, suppose they had SKU mismatch, odd pair, empty box, and it is like a parent brand, house of brands also. So it have multiple smaller brands also. So even if it is not of suppose the A brand but B brand, but it is still of the same parent brand, they still do a different action because it is still sellable, right? So what needs to be liquidated, what needs to be refurbished is something that we decide on this on this option. And the another benefit of this option is that they are able to take actions accordingly, that why returns are happening in the first place and what problem needs to be addressed. If a lot of empty boxes are coming in, the action lies somewhere else. Probably someone is sending the empty boxes from the warehouse, or a particular courier or marketplace needs to be spoken to, that there are increased number of instances of empty boxes. So each action has a different, each reason has a different action associated to it. So basically, it helps us to drill down on the return reasons and to work, or in a more focused action on how to reduce the returns altogether. So suppose I select any option. Now the system asks me to take the photographs of the picture. So the first photograph I'll take of the shipping. The second one, suppose I have a product with me. Suppose this was inside the product. I'll take the photograph, and then 2 items of the 2 images itself. So yeah. So if I have to retake any photo, I can just see, view it once, whether it is a blurry image or not. If everything works out well, then I just have to click the submit button. You'll see there's a notification which shows file will be uploaded at sometime at the top. And this is where the pending upload function comes into picture. So once you click submit for one of the orders, you do not have to wait till it is uploaded, right? Because these are decently sized, like 1 or 2 MB files, which are getting uploaded, and there may be instances where the internet connectivity is a problem at the warehouse, or it is slow, or there's electricity problem and everything. So we have constructed the backend in such a fashion that there is a auto retry mechanism also. So once the operator clicks submit, this file will get uploaded. It can take slightly longer depending on the internet connectivity and everything, but there is a retry mechanism also, so that the proofs that you have captured do not go into waste. So it should not happen that I captured a proof, but since the internet just uh, fluctuated for a moment and the proofs got lost, because now I cannot re-record the unboxing video because the package has now already been opened. So to solve for that problem also, we have a retry mechanism in the backend. So the operator just keeps on going and scanning the one parcel after the other, and the queue keeps on building up and getting uploaded from time to time. It usually takes a matter of few minutes to get uploaded, and then it is available on the platform for it to be downloaded. So yeah, so this is the app in detail that we have. I'll just quickly
Ayush, you're on mute. Ayush, unmute yourself.
Sorry, yeah. So I'll just show you on this that the reason that we selected, it pops up also into the report. So at the end of the day or monthly level analysis and everything, I can simply put a pivot on the number and see what is the actual damage region, and do some analytics over it. So it is an added column into the report for the clients where we have enabled a grading system. So that is how the entire thing works, and the brand is able to. So basically, the what the app is doing here is it is critically cutting down the time from the from the instance where the operator is capturing the proofs to the time it is made available for it to be uploaded, right? So right now it can take, like Harsh mentioned, that the person will have to either transfer the images from his phone to the laptop and then rename the packages and then email it to his supervisor or the person who is responsible for filing the return claims. And it may take 1 or 2 days, or he can miss out it altogether depending on there's a surge in the warehouse or not, right? Because he might get pulled into other activities and everything. So we basically wanted to eliminate any dependency of the operator. He is capturing the proofs while he's taking the returns, and then there is no involvement of the operator here. The person who's filing from the return claims, depending on the process within the organization, to the data every minute, every hour, every depending on the volume of the load. So that is how the entire process works and the value it adds to the current process and makes it smoother and easier.
Perfect. So I'll just quickly summarize. Yeah, I'll just share my screen, show you a few slides. Essentially, where is the value coming from an operations perspective? Like if we typically break down the process of filing a claim, typically a seven-step process from the person opening up the box, checking the product, clicking the four videos, photos, and so then uh, marking it as return on WMS, and then transferring these files from phone to a personal computer, and then cropping the files, those large video files and footages to these small 2 MB videos, and so, and then renaming these files order IDs and then submitting it for claims for individual marketplaces. This is a typical process that brands need to follow. So the value typically comes in from the first part is, since the application is kept on a handheld, there is no new more people required. The staff needs to keep on doing it into his station and just click on buttons here and there to get those files in place. The tech auto indexes the order ID in AWB, so that needs not to be done manually, and the whole process gets synced real time on WMS. It also gets uploaded real time. So your retrieval process, upload process is completely taken out of the loop. So all you need to do is, as a end brand, just go to the UI, uh, timestamp, or based on the time frame where you need to file the returns, just download the things and then upload it from on the marketplaces. So that entire back and forth of retrieving, adjusting, and getting those things right are typically solved for. And as Ayush mentioned, with respect to returns grading, which is beyond like just returns claim filing on marketplaces, but for your own internal operation, we could also customize it for your brand requirement. But typically, the most exhaustive that we done is for one big footwear major that we work with, where these are the classification that send product A, receive product B, send product A, but got it damaged, or received an empty box, or you received SQ mismatch, odd pairs received. And every categorization have their own actions. It is also very common with respect to consumer electronics, where certain products needs to be sent to, which are damaged, earphones are broken, needs to be sent to repair. Also in footwear case, where a repair is a big use case. And so in certain, say, BPC category, there is no repair. You just need to dispose it off. So the categorization need not be too deep dive, but we can also customize this for you. But yeah, this is the solution summary in for all of you. From our side, uh, we will send out the material, like the application. How does that look like? And also happy to take the conversation one-on-one with you. I think for the folks who reached out to us during the webinar, we have your contact, so we would personally reach out to you to also understand your current operational challenges in detail and see how we could be of value. Um, so before we wrap up, we can open it up for Q&A. And if there are any queries which were not addressed, we can address it now before we wind this down. Okay. So we have few questions coming in now. So first is, how is SQ mismatch determined looking at the product?
So it
Do you
is
want to take?
usually based on the description of the product, and we are also adding the image part of it to the system as well to make it more concrete.
And is it possible to file the claim with just the order IDs?
Uh, I didn't get that. So we'll need to, yeah, we can file it basis the order ID itself. That is the primary thing because the marketplaces recognize that as well.
Okay, we'll just give another minute. If there are any other challenges, say with SPF claim on Flipkart or Amazon, Ajio, Myntra, etc., where any specific query which you feel which were not covered in the presentation for you, we could take it also. All right. I see. I think we've covered most of the questions which come our way. So what we'll do is we will wrap this up, send over the details to you over an email, and I think most of you would have my contact details. Do send me an email if you want to take this further and also understand how we could be of fit to your specific operation, and we will set up a one-on-one sessions with you to take it forward from here. All right. So thanks, guys. Thanks for your time today. Appreciate you taking out time for this session. And yeah, thank you very much. Take care. Bye.